Okay, so for now we are going to discuss about Walt Rostow's 4 stages of modernization. So here it is. The first stages is the traditional stage. Next is the take-off stage. Next is the technological maturity. And the last is the high mass consumption. Now, let's go for the first one, which is the traditional stage. Societies that are structured around small local communities, with production typically being done in family setting. Because these societies have limited resources and technology, most of their time is spent in laboring to produce food, which creates a strict social hierarchy. So, in this stage, it says that the societies here or the people here are typically being done in family settings. So it means they have in a local communities with production, small local communities with production. The traditional stage is the societies here are in the structured. When we say structured, it in which each step of the solution to a problem is contained in a separate sub-program. So, because the societies here are limited resources and technology, their time is to focus in laboring or in working to be able to have food for their family, to be able to have basic needs. So, by this, their social hierarchy, or let's say their organization, was being strict. Then, yan. As we can see in the picture, it is about the agricultural, the farmers here, and because in this stage, the agricultural is the based economy. The intensive labor and low levels of trading. So it means their working was being intensive and then their trading was being low. So these are the population that has no specific um, perspective on the world and technology. So they are focusing on their workings. Next is the take-off stage. Rostow described this stage as a short period of intensive growth in which industrialization begins to occur and worker and institution became concentrated around a new industry. So in this stage of Rostow, it says that the industrialization being occur. And the last stage, which is um, the traditional stage. In the traditional stage, they have agricultural, while this in the here in the take-off stage, it about the industrialization. So, okay. People begin to use their individual talents to produce things beyond the necessities. This innovation creates new markets for trade. In turn, greater individualism takes hold and social status is more closely linked with material wealth. So, it says that the companies here become highly involved in manufacturing sector. As we said earlier in the traditional stage, example this is the agricultural. Agricultural in the take-off stage now is products are for resale. The agricultural products now is for resale. And so here is the example of the take-off stage. They are in the industrialization, because industrialization in take-off stage become increases. So the workers switching from agricultural, which is the traditional stage, and from manufacturing sector now in the take-off stage. So in this stage, it moves up with modern social and political institution. Okay, then next is the technological maturity. So ideas about technological maturity is nation in this phase typically begin to push for social change along with the economic change, like implementing basic schooling or everyone and developing more democratic political system. It takes place over a long period of time. Standard living arise, the use of technology increases, and national economy grows and diversity. So, in technological maturity, it says that the societies here become push to social change. As I can say, maybe in this stage we are here because we are in the center of the technology. So in this stage, it's Rostow'S says that it plays over a long period of time. So it increased the percentage of nations' wealth invested into developing its economy. So it says that the economy was being developed by the technology. So ayan, the use of technology says increases. As the increases of technology, as time goes by, we cannot live without the technology. And then national economy grows and diversity. So by the technology, the economy, the national economy grows and diverse into other economies. Next is, for the last stage, is the high mass consumption. It is when your country is big enough that production becomes more about wants than need. Many of these countries put social support system in place to ensure that all of their citizens have access to basic necessities, increasing individual income and growing demand. So it says that the country here are bigger, that has a production that which focus or highlights all of our wants than need, because we are the individuals here increases the incomes, so they will be able to focus on their wants than their needs. So yan nga, individual incomes are greater than necessary for buying essentials, and it grows the demand. It grows the demand for additional consumers, goods, and services. Also, it growing the healthcare systems and as well as the education. The economy here is the economy here is flourishes. When we say economy flourishes, it means the economy are growing to be healthy, to be successful, and to do very well. So that's all the 4 stages of modernization by Rostow'S. Let's go back. Okay, so yan. Walt Rostow'S 4 stages of modernization is first, traditional stage, which is in the agricultural economy, intensive labor, and low levels of trading. In this stage, the population has no scientific perspective in world and technology. Next stage is take-off stage. In this stage, we remember that the companies become highly involved from agricultural sector to manufacturing sector. So the industrialization here are increases. So mostly the people here are takes place in urban areas. So the urban areas are growth only in few industries. The next is technological maturity. The technological maturity, as we remember, is another term for this is the drive maturity. So in the technological maturity, as again, it is increase the percentage of nation wealth invested. We are in the center of the technology and develop the social economy. And then the last stage is the high mass consumption. So as we remember, the high mass consumption, the individual's incomes are greater than necessary for buying essentials. So they focus on their wants than needs. So the growing demand for additional consumer goods and services. The in high consumption also improves the healthcare system and as well as the education. The economy also in high mass consumption is flourishes. When we say flourishes, it means the economy are growing to be healthy, to be successful, and to do very well. That's it.